this morning. Hi, it's me, your party artist. Sorry I wasn't here earlier. You know what happens is I started browsing my Gmail. I started looking for a job and stuff like that. So I was applying to a few jobs this morning, and looking for work. I'm always looking for work. Well, upgrading my skills and getting better at the things that I do. Looking for more. I'm always looking for work that will like use this body for what it's supposed to be used for, okay? God knows what that is yet, but what we're trying to decide today. So welcome today to Overholt Art and Entertainment Studio. I am your party artist. Yes, my name's Kim Overholt here. If you want to know a little bit more about me, check out my website, KimOverholt.com. Yeah, KimOverholt.com. It's a place that showcases it's like a resume. It shows some of my artistic skills. It shows what I'm up to lately, and mostly for myself. Yeah, I haven't quit my day job. Yeah, I still do this for a living. Yes, I have like part-time jobs right now, but I'm looking for a full-time job. As much as I love, as much as I love part-time jobs, and I love the people that I work with. I always got to strive and try and better myself, and I'd like to be in a position where I could, live out the remainder of my, maybe 10, 20 years left as a human being on the face of this earth, maybe doing something that I enjoy. Not that I don't enjoy, hanging out with you guys and hanging out with all the people that I hang out with to work with and stuff like that. It's a blessing. But I have my days where I want to be more than just, I'd like to make more than just minimum wage. I'd like to be more than just, making it. I want to strive, and I've been pushing so hard lately. I've been really pushing. If you haven't seen me lately, I'm out there going, I'm like, but you know what happens? You push too hard, you break a blood vessel and you hurt yourself. Yeah, you don't want to do that. So I used to try and take it pretty easy, and it's funny because people say, if you could do anything for a living, what would you do? And I'm like, could nothing be a thing that you could do for a living? No, no, that wouldn't do, because you got to have a passion, you got to have a feeling, you got to go somewhere with whatever spirit you have deep within this, fleshy suit that we wear. Deep down inside of us, we all have something that we want to get out of us, and we want to be a part of this world that will benefit, will make this world a better place. I'm always trying, and I hope you're trying too. It makes the world a difference when we're all trying together. And I look around me, and I get disappointment. No, no. No, there's no time for that. I have other things that I have to get done. Yeah, so I've been working, a lot of part-time jobs, but I'm always looking for that one job that's going to take me to the place that I need to be. Now, working for myself, yeah, that has been a pleasure. I don't say that, I don't mind not working for myself. I would rather work for myself. I do have a couple books out. I've got an activity book that I'm waiting for. I'm waiting on my third book to come out, so that we have the trifecta of the Plate of Time, with the um, unraveling of destiny, the convergence of worlds, and now the descendants of creation. It is so cool. I'm so looking forward to it. Yeah. People are like, ooh, and yeah, you like to do that. Yeah, yeah, I do. I like to get really excited about things. And it shows, okay, so Wellness Wednesday is what it is for incorporating all this stuff too. Yeah, I guess I'm excited to talk about it because it is Wellness Wednesday. Welcome to Wednesday. And I don't work until later, so I got a little time to talk to you and let you know about stuff going on. I'm sure I'm going to find out later. I was supposed to work like 2 days ago, but you know what? It was Easter, and I had Easter Sunday off and Easter Monday, and I happened to have, the Tuesday off as well. I had to spend most of it, because the last couple of days I've been eating things that I shouldn't. And yeah, I'm a carnivore, but what happens is every once in a while I get a hankering for chocolate, and I think it's probably been my downfall, because I've been not being able to wander away too far without, like making sure that I know everything's okay, if you know what I mean. Yeah, yeah. A little bit of potty humor, if you will. We all know about the potty. Yeah, so I just wanted to, think about what I wanted to do. If I had the money, I'd sit around and tell you guys all the stories that I do while I'm here. And yeah, so Wellness Wednesday, well, it is one of those things where you're trying to incorporate feeling better about yourself. And sometimes for me, it's making light of situations and trying to make it funny, because if you don't laugh about it, you're going to have to cry about it. And I'd rather not you not cry about it, because there are good things coming. And and even though things don't always work out the way you plan them, uh, that is no excuse to, stop thinking about, what you would do if you had, if money was no object, if you could do whatever you wanted. I'd be here. This is what I'd be doing. I'd be talking to you guys and saying, hey, guess where I'm going today? Yeah, I would definitely make it somewhere where I'd be taking you with me everywhere, I'm sure. And you know what? I have so many friends that out there like you guys, and I appreciate all you guys out there. I really do. So I have all you guys out there to, like, come with me on this journey, because it's an exciting one for sure. And I was thinking about, people talk about, fame and fortune and all those great things that come to people who, they've been working so hard and waiting so long. They're getting that one shot chance in time and one of those big moments. And you know what if it's already gone past you and you just went, I had it, it was good, and that was it. Are you not happy enough with just that one little bit? Do you have to keep on going with it? Well, some people do. And when you get to a certain age where you're like, okay, this isn't what I was hoping. I was doing really good. I got that art thing going. I was doing displays. I was doing exhibitions. I was doing, when I was doing Kimmy Clown, I had all kinds of, doing things with that. When I was doing Niagara art parties, I got all kinds of people coming, painting with me. And yet it's like, it still feels like I'm not doing something, like there's something else that I got to do. And if you guys know what it is I'm supposed to be doing, like, rather than just being the artists and the face painter and the clown, this is what I like to do. I like to try my hand at a few different things, comedy being one of them too. And I do find that I have the tendency to be able to run on a little long with stuff, so I hope you don't mind. Yeah, so with Wellness Wednesday, I try to make it kind of like the thing where we kind of get down to the basics and talk about what it takes to be human, what it takes to be uh, an artist in the Niagara area here, where there is no limit to what you can do. Only the only limit is in your own mind, and that's where I'm trying to get past that point too. And I'm glad that we can share this all together, because being an artist, I do it a lot with joking. I do a lot with drawing things. I've made a lot of cartoons in the past, which I love sharing about, like when I've had my different jobs that I've done, working for Henry's, when I worked for the oh my gosh, the CRA, the Canada Revenue Services. I worked there for a little while, doing the most mundane job. And the funny thing was, is the cartoon that I did reflected exactly how I felt when I was there, and it's so funny. I love it, and that's why I do that, so that I have a remembrance of like what got me to the spot where I was okay. Okay, I've had it to here. When I'm drawing it, sometimes that means that I know I've had it to about here with things, and it makes it easier when I'll draw it down and then I can laugh about it, and that way it's just kind of okay, now I can deal with it again. So like I've done cartoons about being a telemarketer, and I apologize to people. I say, yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to call you in the middle of your dinner or in the middle of lunch or whatever you were going through at the time. Hey, would you like some pantyhose? Well, no, of course you don't. And I don't need the I don't need your help telling me, if you want to leave, you can leave. I can easily just hang up the phone and we can go on to the next caller. I don't need to have you like say, hold on a second, and grab the whistle and start blowing it in my ear to make me deaf in my little headset that I have, from somebody else that's got their sticky head all over it too. One of those things. Actually, no, we brought our own headsets. I can't complain. I never had to use somebody else's headset, thank God. You know how kind of, ooh, you think about that. But I did cartoons of the people I used to work with there. It was hilarious. I had fun. Just there was a lot of things going down in the 2000s, and I guess I'd love to get it all down on paper so that I could look back at it later and like I say, laugh at it, color it in, because these are my books, right? These are my books, and this is my wellness. This is how I get well, is by putting it into make it into a coloring book and make it a remembrance book of some sort, right? Okay, so yeah, in that book I have lots of stuff, and I love journaling. Journaling is one of the biggest things that I enjoy doing, and I put a lot of great ideas into this book as well. So, let's see, as you can tell, it started out with just the lettering on the front saying, keep creating, travel often, dream big, love fully, work hard, take risks and be bold, stay humble, follow your dreams, dance wildly, sing loud, write a story. And then I came along and took all of my markers and wrote all over it and made it look even prettier, because this is something I'd like to do. I love making people laugh. I love making people, think, using the brain thing, that gray matter that's stuck somewhere in uh, this half of your head, which, if you draw a circle and you cut it in half, you've got half and then half of so this half is just made for, like, talking about it. This stuff is made for thinking about it. So you think about this with this top of your head. I mean, yeah, this is my hair, and I complain about my hair too to everybody. And I was thinking of making that into a comedy routine, because even when I'm coming on here, I always look. I'm like, oh my god, my hair, right? You love my racing stripe or what? Yeah, I know. I'm trying to match now with my clothes that I wear from, Zach's, the place that I love to work. That's always a fun place. I love addressing people, and it's always like a pleasure to work with the public. Yeah, I talk a lot about working with the public. I've done working with the public for ever since I got out of college. I used to be one of those people who were shy to let people look at my work, but now it's like, if you want to watch me doing my art, you're more than welcome to. I know, I look, you're probably like, well, when is she going to actually pick up a pencil or draw anything? But I do. Every once in a while, you see me drawing and painting and stuff. I don't try and force anything upon you. I just want to let you know that, yes, I do that kind of thing. Yeah. And if you ever need anything from me, like in the way of something artistic or fun, you know, let me know in the comments below. If you like what you see, subscribe. If you like what you see, subscribe. I hold the stereo. If you like what you see, subscribe. And if you don't, well, then you don't. I don't know what to tell you. You can press the like if you'd like. If you'd like, it's totally up to your what. That's the problem, right? Okay, so. You know what? Hold on a second. Yeah. As you can tell, hold on a second. I'm glad in my kitchen, because I can run off and grab myself something to drink. Oh, I forgot to give Frank the egg. That's what I forgot to give him for his lunch break. All right, so cheers, everybody. Welcome to Wellness Wednesday. So, yeah, did you like that brief not talking for a moment? Yes, I know. I have a friend that, when her and I get together, we talk up a storm. It's crazy. Yeah, you know who. Cheers. And one day, yes, one day we will speak about the things that we've talked about. Yes, you should be concerned. No, I'm kidding. But anyways, I appreciate you guys being here. Wellness Wednesday. It is a beautiful day out there. We've got a little bit of sun, a little bit of cloud. It's we never know what's going to happen next. It's May. No, it's still April. 30 days have September, April, June, and November. All the rest have 31 except for February, which has 28 days alone. But with leap year coming, 1 in 4, February has 1 day more. Yeah. Anyway, I wanted to say, I love comedy. It's one of the things that I've always enjoyed, and I'd love to get a handle on doing something like that. Now, there's a comedy festival that's coming up here in, well, not here in Thorold where I am. In the Greater Niagara area, there's a comedy routine that's going to be going on. I think at the First Ontario here, well, not here, in St. Catharines, the First Ontario Theatre there, they're going to be putting on some kind of something. I've never been there, so I don't know anything about it. I'd love to go there because, I love theater, and I don't know why people don't say, hey, there's that Kim girl. She'd love to do stuff like that. No, nobody calls me. Why? I don't know. I don't know. I talk about it all the time. I talk about, this, I talk about la la la. And do you think anybody calls me on it? No, you know why? Because they're scared of me. Because I always had that thing where I do not play well with others. Cheers. And because of that, I get sequestered into my own little spot of my own. I'm an artist. The artists I find, myself being an artist, I've found that I was, what do they say? I was destined to have my own, uh, I was destined for greatness, or at least my own reality TV show, right? Okay. Anyways, something like that. I love the fact that, doing comedy and stuff really does help make you feel good and things like that. So, um, I have a little bit of a sketch that I've been working on, and like I said, there's a comedy thing festival that's going to be coming up, say in the next little while. Oh my gosh, I'm looking out of my glasses. You guys ever, for those of you who wear glasses out there, how many of you wear the glasses? Well, you know what? I wear contact lenses, and sometimes I pretend I can see. Everything here looks kind of like a nice little Monet painting, so I love that. So I try cleaning off my glasses every once in a while, and oh, everything's in focus again. But what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be reading you a little bit of a monologue. I think that I've been working on to see what you think. Some of my things, I was made for comedy or for karma or for reality TV or something like that. My hair. Oh yeah, I get to talk about my hair. Yes. So I'm here. I'm. I usually call myself the old broad. So the name of the monologue is called "Hey." So here's to the old broad. All right. Hey, here's to the old broad. Hi everybody. Yep, it's me, the old girl, coming at you. Kim Overholt here. Anybody know me? Hey, here. Okay. You don't need to know me. Uh, Never thought I'd make it here to this age. I have to tell you, the reason I'm here mostly is just to tell you my dad's joke, and I've probably told you my dad's joke about the three little girls, and so I've got this dad joke, and yeah, I used to laugh at my dad too because he used to always like wake up in the morning and he'd have this hair thing going on, and now it's like every time I go on to I have this little YouTube channel, and every time I go on, and I'm always just trying to make sure that my hair looks good and be like, yeah, okay, here we go, here goes nothing. Like I can't see like where the band hits me is where the live is. So I hope that my top of my hair looks okay. I can't see it, so that's okay. I just go for it and just hope for the best. And so what I'm going to be doing here is, well, I hope I look nice today. I know my hair has other plans. Yeah, I'm at that age where I'm finally starting to embrace my natural gray hair, the signs of the ultimate maturity, or as I like to call it, the ugly stage, or sorry, no, the beginning of the end. How about that? Have you seen the price of hair dye lately? I mean, some of it's and so even just to get your hair dyed, it's so expensive. I just thinking about it gives me gray hairs. I'm telling you. So yeah, yeah. So usually when I look for like I don't know about you, but ever since COVID, I've been doing my own hair and coloring my own hair. So I usually go to the shoppers specials and see if I can find any that day that are close to the color that I like to have on my hair. And but now I'm finally letting it go, and I'm embracing, the fact that I'm here now with the gray is now finally getting to that stage where I can let it go and just whatever. And I used to just like I say, I used to laugh at my dad and his hair, and now karma comes right back to you. And I used to be Kimmy the Clown, so my hair used to be like out like this. Now I don't even have to try, and it just sometimes I'm just like. "Ah!" I think because I need product. Product helps, I know. Do you guys use product out there? What kind of product do you use for your hair to make it like a little bit better? You know, Gene Wilder called, he wants his hair back. And I said, no way, man. Those of you who know who Gene Wilder is, you know, yeah. But yeah, see, I'm old, right? Gilda Radner, Gene Wilder. Yeah, yeah, okay. So I'm learning to embrace my age. I had a crazy childhood. I had a terrible teenage years, and I just made it to adulthood mostly unscathed. So how do I look? Sometimes it is better to look good than to feel good. I've heard that saying before, so I used to say it all the time when I was younger. Better to look good than to feel good. I used to love Billy Crystal, that kind of stuff too. I love all kinds of comedy and things like that. Gene Wilder, Gilda Radner, and that's why I love doing comedy, because it's those things that I think maybe I should be doing. And if you think that's something that you think that I should try out, maybe it'd be good for my ego to get a little bit of the no. Let me know in the comments below. Do you think I'm funny? Smelling? Well, you can't smell me from here. I know. Yeah, but do you think I'm funny? Do you think I could be funny? I love to be funny. I got a few little things that I like to laugh about. I like to talk about things that make people laugh and feel funny. Yeah. I come up from a family that loves to talk. I mean, not well, talk, tell stories. We love telling stories. I have cousins that they would you couldn't even get through a whole story with them because you'd be laughing too hard at what they're telling you already, and they're laughing too. So they're like laughing, and then it comes to the point where they just you gotta stop talking and grab a drink. Cheers. Incredible, Who'd have thought that you could actually sit and talk for a good 20 minutes straight? I'm good at that kind of thing, I do a good William Shatner every once in a while. I think about it and imagine how it could be, being the second William Shatner double. Just call me, I don't know, call me Kim. All right, like my hair. Hey, thank you. Oh yeah, I gotta tell you, there was the other day I was walking down the street past my neighbor's place, and this is a real story. Oh my God, this is a real story. I was walking past my neighbor's place, and his name, for those of you who remember who I'm talking about, his name's Mike Martin. And I went past the street. I'm like, hey, just past my neighbor. I'm like, hey, Mike, I had my hair back in like this comb, right? And I'm going, hey, Mike, how's it going? He takes one look at me. The wind's blowing like this way, and my hair's kind of going like that. So now my hair kind of looks like this. And I'm like, hey, Mike. And he's like, what happened to you? Did your hair explode? I'm like, yeah, yeah, right. And then I turn around and I'm like, yeah, right. And it's just because the wind was blowing a funny way. So it does, it happens. And that's why I use oh yeah, Gene Wilder called and he wanted his hair back kind of thing. And like, it comes right down to it. This is the way what happens to me. This is my life, right? And I tell you about this stuff, I should actually have you come here. I mean, I should start doing. Sorry, excuse me. Pardon me. I need a drink. Cheers. Mm. I have to tell you about the guy across the street. I feel bad for him. Okay, I should have you wake up with me in the morning and just have you listen because you'll hear him. And like sometimes it sounds like a dog's barking, and I'm thinking, is that a dog barking? And then I realize it's the guy across the street coughing, like hacking, like he sounds like he's going to destroy himself, basically. And I'm like, I don't need to have have the nice morning music, and then have this, have that the rooster, the rooster going, well, no, this is a, and I'm not kidding. Like it really does happen. Like would wish that I was, I wish that I was joking about it, but I'm not. But the funny thing is, in this neighborhood too, there's more than one of them, and it's uncanny when I'm like walking down the street and I'm hearing him go, and I go down to the corner, where my friend's going, "What happened to your heart? It explodes!" And I'm going down the corner, and I walk to the other end, and there's another guy going, and like, oh my gosh! But this guy across the street, he clears his nose too, so I mean, it's kind of like, oh. It could be a great comedy skit. My life would make a great comedy. And that's why I'm surprised that I'm not famous. Like, you know what I mean? Like I had the crazy childhood and the awful teenage years. They were terrible. Don't tell me they were good. Don't lie to me. I remember my teenage years. I was around at 1984. Hello. 1984, that was like, you couldn't ask for a worse time to be alive. I'm like, oh my God. But you know what? At least I made it through. Like I say, mostly unscathed. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that went down that really shouldn't have happened, and a lot of things that happened to a lot of good people that shouldn't have happened either. But that's the way the fates go, and that's the way life happens, and life is funny. And I try to show it with humor because, there's no better way to kind of get over things and feel better about yourself than to laugh about it. Because sometimes you gotta laugh. Because if you don't laugh, you could cry. And the thing about going live is like that's it. You're live. You're there's no filter. There's no something to kind of slice into and change this. This is you right now. Like this is the best of me you're getting. This is authentic. This is for real. You know what I'm talking about? Like you're not gonna see this. Like you're gonna see this later, of course. You'll be like, why didn't I watch it live? I would have been more happier if I would have seen it actually happening right in front of my eyes. But you'll find out later. And then you'll learn. Oh, yes, you will learn. No, I'm kidding. But I'm trying my hand at comedy, yeah, because I gotta, because, I've been just, life is funny. And I have lots of cartoons to show it. And I have more to come. Like I say, you can do comic books about all kinds of things. You can write stories, comic stories. You can like you draw them, you can write, you can put it down into something where it's tangible to you, and then you can kind of sort it out for yourself, kind of dig through all the muck and the mire, and find all the good things and get rid of all the bad things. It's like that's what life's all about, finding the good from the bad, separate, although if you think that life is one big happy soup, sometimes it's not a big happy soup. Sometimes it's like a weird kind of yes and no kind of thing. And sometimes you're stuck with what you got. And sometimes you can actually fix things when you realize who's in charge here. What's that line from Labyrinth? Uh, uh, my kingdom is a strong. Oh, you have no power over me. Yeah, it's just that is such a release to think, that just those words can make you realize that the only thing that's holding you back is you. And that's the thing that's about the labyrinth that I love. I love movies and stuff like that. You realize that what you have is already in front of you. What you need to do, whatever you need to do, you have it. It's you. It's in front of you. You figured out what you got to do for yourself. I'm trying to figure it out what I'm trying to do with myself on a Wellness Wednesday. And we all try to kind of meet in the middle. See my ears ring. See, I know I'm heading in the right direction. And I know that I'm heading in the right direction because it's a struggle. And struggles come when you're moving in the right direction. That's what I tell people all the time. I say, you're having a bad day. Well, don't worry, because that's only meaning that you're going the right way. You just gotta keep pushing. What did I talk about earlier, right? I gotta be careful. I push too hard, I shit myself. Oh. I try not to say the poopy words, especially after Easter and all that chocolate. I know. Yeah, that was good. I really enjoyed that. Yeah. I don't care. carnivore, I can be disappointed in myself a little bit for a little while. I know I'm going to go back to eating meat. I love eating meat. I love being carnivore. I don't know if you enjoy ever or ever want to try it, but I love being carnivore. I love eating meat. So it's like, I don't care about the vegetables. It's been to over 3 years now, and I haven't had a vegetable, not really. And it doesn't bother me. My stomach, actually my guts are kind of like, well, except for when you have the chocolate too much and it just goes wee. And then, like, okay, well, I'll give it a couple minutes. But yeah, by the end of the day, I'll be fine, of course. When I have to go to work, I'll be fine. I'll be like, I don't have to worry about it. Oh, yeah, unless something happens, of course, yeah. Hey, it's life. This shit happen. I mean, see, that's why it's not for kids. I love being here and I love you guys. Thank you for tuning in for Wellness Wednesday. Yeah, so I am your party artist. I am a party artist because I love to party and I love art and I love cartooning and I love being funny and I dig risk taking because for some reason my AI seems to think that I'm some kind of artistic risk taker, which I think is great. Cheers. Which keeps me original, which keeps you on and me, you and me on our toes, and keeps us moving, hopefully in the right direction. And I want to thank you for tuning in today. I gotta go because no rest for the wicked. I can't believe this. Well, I hope you have a good day at least. I'm trying. I'm going to try. I know what's going on. Look at my hair. I'm going to have to start all over again. No, not the whole thing. This is fine. I'll be fine with this. But like, I think I might have to wash my hair and try. I got some product, and I'm gonna try and fix it. I'll try and look better. I'll try and look better for you next time. I know I'm in the ugly stage. This is like the old ugly stage. This is me, Kim, your party artist at her ugly stage. I'm trying. I'm just trying to look good to tell you all the bad news that's coming. And on that note, peace out, brother, with a little bit added. I hope you have a fantastic day. Keep coming, you guys, because I can handle it. All right? Cheers. I hope you have a great day. Yeah, I'm going.